Let's talk about the Executive Chairman of the African Energy Chamber, NJ Ayuk. He touched down into Nigeria yesterday as part of his Pan-African tour to garner support for the forthcoming Africa Energy Week, scheduled for November in South Africa. Ayuk was on Arise Xchange show about a month ago, and he promised to be in Nigeria. He joins me live now from our Abuja studios for this exclusive interview. Good to see you, Ayuk, and welcome to Nigeria and to the show.
When you promise people to do something, you have to come. I promised you I was going to be in Nigeria. I have to show up. I'm not in Dubai. I'm in nowhere else but Nigeria. It starts here.
It's great to have you here. Let's have a little bit of insight into your official walking trip to Nigeria and the latest developments in the country here, like the PIB. I've seen a few comments of yours on your social media about why you think this is exciting for Nigeria. I'll be part of the conversation at the Africa Energy Week later in November.
I mean, the petroleum industry bill has been 13 years late, but it's rather late than never. I think it's an exciting moment for Nigeria. As we are looking at starting through a post-COVID recovery, you could not have had a better incentive for the operators, for oil companies, for local companies, for host communities, that this is the time for when everybody can work together to rise up. But also, it also means at a time when we're dealing with energy transition, big changes in the oil and gas industry. Now you just have something to incentivize growth. You've had something to improve rig counts, to encourage drilling, and to really encourage that we can actually monetize gas, because gas is really going to be what is going to really transform countries like Nigeria and other countries. And with the abundant gas resources you have in Nigeria, you're going to see more gas to power plants, because you can't run industries with generators. You're going to have to need power. You're going to see gas being used into petrochemicals, urea, ammonia, NPK, fertilizer plants to drive agricultural bases. But most importantly, Nigeria can actually power most of West Africa and most of Central Africa. So it's an exciting time. You'll be able to get a lot of foreign currency from your gas here. So my time in Nigeria has been amazing. Met with really great officials, really good commitment. For the first time, I am actually really encouraged by the enthusiasm and the commitment from Nigerian authorities to make the PIB work. And that is really what I think we from the industry really take to heart. Everybody I've met, they want to see this work. Yes, some people have said it's not a perfect bill, but you know what? Perfection doesn't exist. I rather take a reflection of perfection, even when I can't get perfection.
Well, give me an overview of your Frontier Africa trip so far, what the African Energy Chamber is achieving. It looks like almost on a daily basis, I get a whole lot of on the social media, one energy minister ticking off. Nigeria, oil minister and the NNPC have ticked off on the Africa Energy Week as well, which is due in November.
We're still waiting for you to confirm you're more important than ministers, because you have a bigger voice that will really encourage our people. But what has really happened there is that whether from Senegal to South Sudan to Somalia to Sudan and Egypt, what is happening is that everyday Africans, they are so connected with the realities. Energy transition is big on the agenda of everyday Africans. They're saying to the elites, we don't want you guys sell us out. We don't want you guys cancel our future. We don't want you people drive up to where it might not be good for us. So they are flocking down to Cape Town, because working with OPEC, we want to have an Africa energy agenda. An agenda that talks about us, an agenda that talks about providing possibilities for 850 million people who don't have any kind of energy, any kind of poverty, any kind of light in their house. So our main agenda, making energy poverty history. While Europe is angling for getting rid of fossil fuels, we say we understand that, but we have to provide for those that cannot have any kind of electricity. And there has been a lot more groundswell of support. Don't you forget, the Nigerian minister has been one of our biggest supporters. Nigeria has really, really given us that shot in the arm. And Africa would not be going to Dubai. Africa would be staying in Africa. We're going to discuss an African energy agenda. We're going to invite everybody, because if there's one continent that invites and embraces everybody, it's this continent. Many people call it Africa. I call it home. We'll invite everybody home, and we'll drive the agenda for the future.
Well, while you're moving country to country, gathering support, and you're gathering quite a bit of that already on a daily basis, here comes the latest OPEC Plus wrangling. So where does this leave African oil producers, or where these big elephants are fighting?
That's exciting for oil and gas. This industry was dull, was boring, but what we've done is that we've made oil and gas sexy, we've made it nice, and everybody can gaggle, and there can be fights with it, whether it's the Saudis or the Emiratis. But yes, what's beautiful? What is beautiful is that everybody cares about having a stable market, having a volatile market. Don't you forget, you have one of the most amazing diplomats in the world that runs the OPEC, Mohammed Sanusi Bakindo, Nigerian from a little small town called Yola. He's been able to take Nigerian wisdom and he's drive that. If you bet out on OPEC, if you bet out on the oil and gas industry, I tell you, you would be wrong. They are going to have stability. There is going to be a deal. The market is not going to be volatile. We don't want that. And what's going to happen for African producers? They are going to come back, and we are going to drive it. We don't want prices that are above what everyday people can have. We want prices which are affordable, but also the producers have to make money, and we have to ensure that we have a just transition with the right prices.
So how much of the energy mix, on the final note in 1 minute, how much of the energy mix will be discussed at the Cape Town event? Will it be tilted more towards fossil fuel, or wider conversation around the clean energy, looking at COP26 just around in November as well in Glasgow?
I'll leave that as a secret so you can show up, then you find out for yourself. You know, you always try to get this secret so that if I tell you this, then they go and attack me from Dubai or from London. We want those guys in London to come here. We want the guys from Dubai to come to Cape Town so they would know. And then they will find out the right energy mix. But here's what is beautiful. We are going to defend the natural gas and oil with, like a junkyard dog in the face of a hurricane. We need to stand for that industry, but we welcome solar. We welcome wind. They are also part of that energy mix, but let's use what has already been developed to drive industrialization, to drive an Africa that can work post-COVID. You can't cook with cold grease. You got to turn the stove on. So come to Cape Town, and then you'll find out, and you would be lovely. But by the way, I already had my pepper soup this evening, so I'm ready.
I was going to remind you that you will get a bit of that hospitality from our Abuja studio team in the hotel where you lodged. Thank you so much. We wish you all the best in your engagements while in Nigeria, and we'll appreciate speaking with you at some point at the end of your visit. Thank you so much.